Hello, ladies and gents. Hold on, let me double check. I should have did this before I went live. Okay, I should be coming in clear. So, yeah, we're in here doing this live review of Mignon. Uh, for those that better know it, is Netflix's Cuties. Um, And obviously, mignon is the original French title, which either means small, delicate, or cute. So, but someone who wanted to translate it thought it was a good idea to call it cutie. So, anyway, other than that, this past couple days, uh, you know, uh, didn't really have anything else going on. Caught up on the boys and whatnot, and decided to play devil's advocate surrounding this story. So, for all of you out there that have seen this movie, it's marred with a lot of controversy because of depiction of young girls, and so on and so forth, and whatever. So, again, I watched the movie, so I'm gonna give my review on it. This is not gonna be like a typical review because this is kind of something that's a little bit out of my ballpark, but I wanted to have my own uh, thought process on this whole thing because there's been a lot of things that are being said and some other things that are being left out. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get into this review. So, first things first, I will try to start with something good to say. Um, the young lady that's the lead actress in the film. A lot of everybody in here has foreign names, so I'm not even gonna try to say their names because French ain't my first language, and I'm not even gonna bother with it. The young girl is actually is a really good actress. There were some parts where she had to bring in some definitely drama to certain scenes, and she definitely was able to bring that, and you felt for her. A couple of other supporting characters in the movie. The actress that plays her mother, she's done. She did a really good job in the movie. Other than that, so um, that's pretty much all I got. Now, anything else that I talk about is not necessarily what's bad with the movie, but obviously we're gonna get it. We're trying to address the elephant in the room. Okay, so a little background: the director of this film, she is French and Senegalese. So her family originates from Senegal, Africa, um, and obviously she's French. So according to her interviews and things like that, she basically was using her own experiences growing up to film this movie. So I guess you could say it's semi-autobiographical. Da, semi-autobiographical. Probably didn't pronounce that right either, but anyway, it's supposed to be mined from her personal experiences and things growing up and things that she was exposed to. And this is where it kind of gets a little murky because we've seen all of the marketing and stuff on Netflix's side, which is, needless to say, a bit questionable. That's kind of goes without saying. So here's the whole context of this film. Now, obviously, if you've seen the trailers, she comes from a rather strict Muslim household and has not been exposed to very much. I believe the way it was framed is that she had just moved to this certain area in France, and it kind of leads up into the whole dance troupe thing, but that's not really like the core thing about this film, because what it's showcasing is basically two different extremes. On one extreme, you have an extremely strict religious household, and on the other end you have, you know, a select group of young girls who want to grow up too fast, and they're exposed to a lot of things, as social media and, you know, Instagram models and all that stuff. You know, they even mention the Kardashians in here, and it's like these are some very materialistic thinking young girls. And on the extreme of that, the young girl, Amy, the main character, she kind of gets enamored by that because she's never experienced anything like that before. So, of course, down the rabbit hole we go. So, and there was some things that they did in the film where it left you didn't really feel good through this film. Like, this movie is hard to watch. It really is hard to watch. At the same time, I understand what they were going for. So the question is this: do they necessarily glamorize sexualization of young girls? It's a yes and a no. Because there are times where you're looking at this and it's hard to put into words, but it's rough. But at the same time, these are things that happen. Now, as far as the whole dance troupe thing, like, it was part of the plot, but it wasn't like a central thing. This is just like, it was a stepping stone for where this little girl was going. And basically she wound up going down a road that she realized that, wait a minute, like, what am I doing? But on top of that, again, you have, she's coming from a family that is very out of touch and doesn't know how to navigate these different waters and things of that nature. And, you know, again, there's even a time where I believe it was the young girl's great aunt. She even was talking with her, was saying like how she was her age. You know, she was already, arranged to be married at 11 and stuff like that. So the thing is that she was growing up fast no matter what the situation was. And there was also like another part of the story where her mother, who is married, her husband, I guess at some point decides to take a second wife. And it, you know, again, that's part of the culture. It's apparently some women, like, you know, a lot of times in situations like women have to be subservient to what their husbands do or whatever. So it's like if a husband takes another wife, even though you're not cool with it, hey, you just have to take the punches and whatnot. So you have the young girl exposed to that, and all of a sudden exposed to this other stuff, and it's just like, woo wee. And again, there are a lot of scenes in this movie where you are not going to be comfortable at all. It's just like, it's like, look, France has like a different set of rules when it comes to these things. This kind of movie would not have been made here. The closest we've had back in the day was probably Kids, in the late 90s. If you guys are old enough, you remember how really messed up that movie was. So this one is kind of in that same vein, but they really, the whole point of it is that they're really trying to show you that, yeah, yes, even your precious little girls, it's like, you have to understand this happens. This is what goes down. And some people are kind of misconstrued about it being just a coming of age story. It's more so a cautionary tale more than anything. I think there are some things when it comes to showcasing the girls dancing and the stuff they get exposed to, whatever. There's a lot of stuff that gets lost in translation. And it's easy for that to happen based on how certain sequences are filmed. And another thing that I wanted to bring up is, I know that there were some things that were brought up that happened in this movie where it features, I guess, brief nudity. Um, I know this is like late, but yeah, the movie is rated TVMA. It's more for language and suggestive situations than anything else, obviously, with the girls. But there was something, there was a part where it was brief nudity where, like, they showed these, another group of girls that they were watching that were a dance team, and one of the girls, like, briefly flashes her breasts. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if those girls were underage because I tried looking up the names of the girl that was in the dance troupe. I think it was their names were called Sweetie Swag or something like that. I'm not sure if those girls were underage. But also keep in mind, in France, I think the legal age of consent, even though it's under circumstances, is 15. So I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't know the girls, the real names of the girls. Like, I think, like, all of those girls in, like, that particular thing, not the girls like, not the main girls that's featured in the movie, but the girls in the video that they're watching. They all had stage names. So I can only hope that they were of consenting age. But granted, again, in France, the consenting age is 15. And there's some guidelines regarding that, so take that as you will. I don't know. No, I don't know any more than that. So, that's pretty much all I really have to say as far as that goes. I understand what the director was trying to do. Um, but it's not an easy movie to watch. It absolutely is not, because it features the story, and I see you, Sam. It's like, again, I don't have daughters, at least not yet. I just have my little boy, but two of my best friends have daughters, and I think of them like they were, my little nieces and whatnot. So again, it's not a movie I can necessarily recommend. But again, this movie is very much a cautionary tale above all else. It's a situation where you have to, as a parent, you have to be more involved in what your kids are exposed to, how much of a presence that they have, uh, how much of a presence that they have online, because you got social media and the whole nine. And that's something else that they touch on in the movie too. Now, granted, they gloss over a couple of things that I think they could have spent a little bit more time on. Thanks, Petey. Yeah. So, yes, Steven, like I said, man, I get it. Trust me, I get it. This movie is not easy to watch. It's not easy to watch because it's, on a fundamental level, it's a very real film. It's sad to say, but fundamentally, it is a real film. These are things that people don't, the real talk, folks really don't want to talk about it. Folks try their absolute best to not have to talk about it, but it's real shit. And it's not easy. It is not easy to sit through. If anybody decides they want to stop watching it or they can't finish it or whatever, I completely understand. But that's essentially where this movie is trying to come from. I know it won a couple of, like, independent film awards. I know directing was one of them. I don't know anything else that it won or whatever, but yeah, man, it's this one was a rough one. This one was rough. I'm not even gonna give this movie a score or anything like that, because it's not a simple thing to really sit down and critique, because of how sensitive, in a lot of ways, how raw it can be. Because when girls are that young, they're very impressionable, and You know, I can only go from my experiences and things like that. So all I'm just saying is like, look, I was in junior high once as well. You know, at I think like I was probably like 12, 11, 12 when I first got into junior high. I'm telling you, parents, like folks that's parents, like some of y'all that grew up in my generation, y'all know what some of these other girls, you know, was kind of doing in junior high. You might have been one of them, but we not judging. But I'm saying, I've been in junior high before, and I've heard and seen some stuff. Is what I'm saying. So, but it's like it's not a movie I can recommend. Uh, I don't think the movie tries to glamorize pedophilia, pedophilia or anything like that. I don't think that's the intention. But like I said, I know this is a movie that can get lost in translation, and it's not for the faint of heart. So, but it's like I said, if you go into this movie knowing it's a cautionary tale, you can save yourself some heartache. But at the end of the day, this is stuff that happens. So that's all I can say. Um, so yeah, guys, that's my review of this movie. Um, it's it's not an easy one. It's hey, Steven, it's like, look, bro. It's like I said, I've seen some things growing up, and I can only imagine how things have changed now that people have cell phones and social media. It's just a thing to where it's like, again, very cautionary tale. That's what this is. And honestly, this is something that people really don't want to talk about. Honestly, it's things that people don't talk about, to be realistic. And with the whole save our children stuff going on, and you know, they things like cracking down on like trafficking and stuff like that, it's like, hey, y'all may not like it, but this is some stuff y'all got to talk about. This is real. This is real stuff out here. Folks got to talk about this. And it's like I said, it's two extremes. It like the movie focuses like on two extremes. It's like on one end, extreme on one end, extreme on the other end, and it's just like where this girl falls into it with both. And it's just like at the end of the day, it's just like, look, try to just let your kids be kids. And that's the intention. But yeah, Netflix didn't really do well by this movie at all. Like that first image, nobody. Um, it's like even the one that they did use, that scene that was in the movie, like it didn't feel glamorized at all. Like it really just feels like it. Like if you watched it and saw that scene with them like in the streets, like with the shopping bags with stuff or whatever, it feels more like a grim scene than anything else. So it's like, hey, it's like I said, like understand what's going on out there. Be ready to talk to your kids about that as early as possible. If you feel like they mature enough, do not wait. And definitely don't be complicit. Like the thing is that like it's stuff like this, it has to be handled with as much finesse as possible or something, because it's like, you know, folks are already ready to have extreme reactions. But yeah, that's enough out of this. I'm kind of done talking about it. Like I got it out my system. I'm done. You got anyone who watched, thank you very much. You're leaving comments and stuff like that. You know, I always enjoy talking with y'all. Um, and I will see you guys on my next stream. I planning on doing another live review tomorrow. You guys will know what it is once I kind of get things together. And especially, hopefully, I can get back to some gaming streams, because that's kind of what I need in my life right now. Real talk. So anyway, you guys take care out there, and I will catch you in my next stream. Keep following my advice to go nerd and nerd responsibly. It's your boy, the Fallen Marvel. I will see you guys later. Have a good night.